Hello, Virgo. It's your turn for your reading for the month of June. I hope all is well. It's weird. I had to take off my glasses. I don't know. My head's feeling funny. I think it's maybe the rain. Maybe it's just drained a little bit. But I thought I'd go ahead and do your reading real quick. Get that in. Get the messages in. We are in Gemini season. Hope Gemini season's treating you well. The energy is very, uh, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. Like fruit. I can't think of the word. Fragrant or, it corresponds with you guys because Mercury rules your planet, which is in Gemini right now. So you guys do well in this energy. I just feel like with these retrogrades, it could be crazy energies. Pretty much we have Venus in retrograde, we have Saturn in retrograde, we have, I was going to say Capricorn in retrograde. You could be dealing with a Capricorn or have Capricorn placement, I don't know. Retrograde, Jupiter, which is in Capricorn. And then Saturn is in Aquarius retrograde. So Venus is in Gemini retrograde. So a lot of these crazy energy, I feel like we're in a different timeline, like two different, almost like parallel universe where two things are different. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of new changes for you guys. For some of you, not all of you. I know I have a boss who's a Virgo. She recently got engaged. I do feel like for the single Virgos, there's been something going on where a lot of things going on. A lot of deep depression for some of you in the thought space, dealing with your exes. Those who are in a relationship, I just feel like there's something off about it. Kind of like, not mine necessarily, but like, like one of my boss told me how her fiance proposed, like it wasn't the way she wanted it to, which not every proposal is going to be the same way. I just feel like what happened for me, we knew it was coming. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. It's just when it happened when I least expect it. And it happened in such a way that is different and unique to us. And anyways, yeah, let's get into your reading for the month of June for you guys. I do feel like Virgos, you have a tendency. I'm not trying to be harsh on you. That one reading really got to me because I feel like I want to apologize if I called you a narcissist. I'm not saying you're a narcissist. It's just I noticed in that time frame there was a weird thing about a few friend of mine who would like their own posts. And I'm not saying that directly towards anyone, which in some way it could be. Which that was not my goal, and I do apologize if I came across in that one video about it. It's just, I don't know, just me talking, me ranting, just something I notice about people. Which I do feel like when people are single, I'm not saying they're narcissists, I do feel like when people are single, they tend to focus on themselves, which they should 100%, but I felt like for one YouTuber who is a Virgo, I don't even know if he watches my channel, he seemed kind of arrogant. I'm not saying all Virgos are arrogant. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about his vibe. Like he just, I don't know, sounds cocky. I just feel like if you're truly in love with yourself or truly love yourself or heal yourself, is on this healing journey, I just feel like some people take it to the extreme where they're just overly, I don't know, cocky, like it's all about them. And I don't know, maybe it's kind of like this type of attitude they have about themselves. I don't know. I'm not saying all Virgos are like that. I know some Virgos are really sweet people. Like, I have some Virgo friends, and like I said, my boss is Virgo. I don't know. I just feel like some people can be cocky. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying you're doing that, Virgo. Just some people I notice here lately have been really cocky. They are a Virgo, but I'm not saying all Virgos are like that. Anyways, I wanted to apologize to anyone who maybe got offended by that video, because I feel like a few people got offended when I call him a narcissist. I mean, yeah, I've had a ex-brother-in-law, who's kind of a narcissist, but I don't know. Everyone has their phases that they're going through, healing the inner child within them. That I feel like one thing that I've learned about narcissists and whatever is a lot of people don't realize this, but something happens when you're a child where you've been given a lot, spoiled a lot, received a lot, and then when you don't get it, it kind of triggers you. I don't know. It's like you're dependent of other people's energy to give you something when you yourself can give it. I don't know. But I feel like that's not the lesson a lot of Virgos are on. They've learned that pretty well. I just feel like when it comes to narcissists in general, they can tend to suck people's energy. I'm not saying you guys are. I'm just saying in general, like, I don't know what it is. Maybe you've been dealing with some narcissists, why it's coming up again. But I want to apologize if anyone got a bit offended in that one video about narcissists, about Virgos. I didn't mean to offend anyone, but just putting it out there. So, do forgive me. I'm sorry. Just had my moment where I just seen and heard something, but I think the right word is, I've noticed that one person who I follow on YouTube who is a Virgo, they just tend to be, and it's a guy, by the way, it's not a girl, because I know there's other girl I follow, she does ASMR, she's great. She's just the person that she is, but I actually work with another Virgo. She's kind of weird. It's like there's these two girls I work with, like my daughters or whatever, or I call them my daughter. It's funny, but sometimes I don't know what the hell they're thinking of me sometimes. But yeah, Virgo, a lot going on for you guys. I feel like a lot of you have been doing the inner work. A lot of you have been in your own little world, trying to rediscover you, trying to love yourself completely, doing the inner work. Alright. So I'm going to put taking your old glasses off and putting on new glasses. I do feel like that. A lot of people think Virgos are crazy, I feel like. Because I had this discussion with one of my friends who's a Virgo. She was saying that, like, she posts a lot of things about conspiracy theories and stuff. And here, I'm going to put the cards, because I'm putting the cards down here in the upright so I can read it. I don't really like to read reversals, but I don't know, it kind of gives it like in the energy, whatever. But yeah, a lot of conspiracy theories, and a lot of people think Virgos are crazy because sometimes they feel like I feel like they're on a different path than a lot of people, on a different wavelength than other people. I do feel like you've been pretty much burnt out, Virgo. I kind of got that drained feeling, like wasted feeling. Maybe you've been drinking, maybe you've been smoking, maybe you've been partying, maybe you've just been isolating yourself, not really giving a damn about anybody, just yourself, focusing on you. Trying to get the cards out. One more. And then overall energy. Alright, things are flowing. Happiness is flowing. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. This is the overall energy. So, things are really going good for you, Virgo. A lot of things coming in your life. Your bowls are overflowing instead of your cups overflowing of happiness. So, this is pretty much June's reading. So, I feel like you're in a good energy. For some of you, there could be some setbacks financially. There could be something in your progress in the mix preventing you from moving forward. I don't know why that came to my mind. So you have the healing card. I feel like in the month of June, you're taking your healing to the next step. You're moving forward past these tragic things, events in your life, and you're making progress. So I feel like you don't really trust certain people, which is fine. I do feel like you're taking like maybe a stealthic ninja approach to things. And you're becoming more like is that heron? So steady wins the race. I don't know why that came to my mind. That was a different card reading I've heard before people use. You're taking on leadership for your life, I feel like. Things may have went in your favor because I know that came up for you last month and it's coming in my mind. So respect. I feel like this has to do with boundaries, with people and situations in your life that you've really had to come to the close call with certain people because they weren't fitting your status quo, and I feel like they put a lot of damaged things on you, a lot of hate on you for doing things, which I don't think it's a lot. I do feel like there's some negativity going on at work for some of you, and I feel like things are looking better, more stable, more solid, but I feel like there needs to be some type of balance when it comes to work and finances, because I feel like you're getting really burnt out, really stressed, really anxious about when it comes to the balance of how things look, which I feel like in the month of June there is balance here coming in. A lot of you have been wounded. A lot of you have been in that cocoon state. You could be dealing with a Cancer or a possibly Capricorn, because they have this too. A wounded warrior, I'm feeling like. Usually I don't think Virgos are much warrior, which I'm not doubting that. Usually Aries. So balance is here to stable out things, which it is a person possibly, or a Libra, or something balancing out this transformation that you're going through. You're setting the bounds to things. You're setting the boundaries to your transformation, how the outcome is going to look for you. And then you have the waters of life. So I feel like it's about your alignment. You're on your path to alignment. So you're listening to spirit. You're co-creating with spirit. I feel like for some of you it's about your intuition, being on point with things. Moon of the water. I feel like this has to do with the dark night of the soul possibly, or dark aspect of yourself coming to cleanse you. So jealousy. I do feel like for some time you've been dealing with a lot of jealousy. Or someone's jealous about you. Which is not a bad thing. I feel like it's about overcoming your jealousy, where you've been and what you've done, or people are feeling jealous about you. So, being your guide. And I think like Virgos are probably the best people to go to for advice, in my opinion. I'm not saying for everything. I don't know why that's coming up so strongly, but I do feel like Virgos, they will tell it like it is. They won't hide anything behind it. I do feel like other signs can place it. I'm just saying for your reading, I'm feeling like strong, like people can go to you, Virgo, for wise counsel, for wisdom and affirmation, but I feel like it's about pulling back from that energy, because I feel like you've had a lot of vampires around you. It's about fulfillment with yourself, being fulfilled completely with yourself, and I feel like that was hard for some of you because you've been in year cycles where nothing seemed to change, and you put up with it for a long time. So I feel like you're pretty much in the Capricorn mode for some of you, because Capricorn had this, where you're not giving a shit anymore what people think and situations and how society does and run things. I feel like you're holding truth. He's like laughing in that. So you're making the best of the situation, even though it's been maybe a falling out with something or someone. Um, that's not reverse, but home. So I feel like you're putting up home within your center self. I feel like you're letting go. Let bygones be bygones. I feel like there's been in this weird period for you, Virgo, where I feel like you've crashed and burned, crashed and burned, crashed and burned. And that's been going on, I feel like, for years. Just recently, I just feel like, you need time out to process these things. And I feel like with this whole, time to reflect with the whole quarantine thing, which is bullshit in my opinion. I think it's helped you reflect on a lot of things. It's helped you in some way bring up these triggers in you to heal from, because I feel like there is a lot of pent-up aggression, a lot of pent-up desires within you to move forward in your life. But I just feel like, if you didn't have this time where you can just sit and relax, I do feel like you wouldn't have really seen true messages come through. So I do feel like this has been a good time and period for you, Virgo, to really renew yourself and really renew who you want in your life, what do you want in your life. And I feel like when it comes to past traumas of the exes, I feel like you're in this place of no need for those. I feel like you've really gotten to this place where you don't really need it. For some of you who are in a relationship, I think it's about resetting and revamping things in the relationship to be more passionate with your lover if you're not. And I feel like there's this type of energy I'm getting with some of you who are in a relationship where you've been in a relationship for some time with this person, and I feel like there needs to be like recalibration, resetting of things, and maybe changing up things in your day-to-day life, which usually Virgos are good about planning and strategizing. I just feel like you need adventure, you need passion back into your love and romance life. And if you're single, I feel like there's this need to just be content and cool about yourself. Spend time with yourself. Do things that you love, your hobbies. Get into things like arts and crafts, or things that you love and potentially want to bring to the table, and not carrying in the world. I feel like that's the thing, is people get locked up in wanting to complete another person, that they overgive and they're not giving to themselves. And I feel like whether it is you in a marriage, a relationship, or even maybe fantasize about a relationship, it's just you being you. I think that's about being happy and content with what you have right in front of you. Alright, so we're going to do some more cards for your love and relationship. Don't take it offensive. I know a lot of Virgos are single out there and they don't really give a crap. But we're just going to take a look, take a peek at what's going on in your love and relationships, because I think that's important too, to figure out what's going on so we can help you and guide you through the month of June for, I was going to say Leo, but Virgos. So what are the messages coming out for Virgos' love and relationship? Is there something hidden, or is there something buried alive within the surface of the dynamic? Alright, I'm going to do those. I think that's just too much. I do feel like there's a cycle about to end with you guys. There's something in regards to your ex that is coming to heads. Alright, so this is really weird, which is kind of what Cancer got and Capricorn. So you can either have Cancer or Capricorn in your placements or be dealing with these people. Alright, so It looks like you're very guarded and protective of this love person. I feel like this person completes you. This person is very childlike and young at heart and energy. Alright, so like I was saying, I do feel like you and this person, you're very protective over them. I do feel like if it's with you and you're single or whatever, I do feel like there's a miscommunication here. Maybe you feel like you're the bigger person with this other person, or whoever you're dealing with, like they're not really paying attention. Like maybe you have to repeat yourself once or twice and they're still not getting it in some way, but I feel like they're starting to listen. And when you have the salmon. So I do feel like there's a lot of love here for someone, a lot of strong intimacy that you want to create and connect with this person. But I do feel like that at the same time there's anxiety with that. I do feel like, not necessarily past people, but I'm feeling like there's a sense of too many people in the kitchen, too many association, too many people. Maybe there's a contradiction of some kind, like you're feeling too much, too kind. And then you have the challenge card. So I do feel like there could, like I was saying, some type of dialogue disconnect with people or association with a partner where there's maybe too many egos at one say, or in some terms there could be just something within a family dynamic. I'm feeling too many cooks in the kitchen, too many people trying to dominate one another. That's what I always feel like with this card, like you're trying to speak over each other. Um, but like I said, if I didn't see this, or I was going to say, if I didn't see the salmon card, so there's a lot of love and emotions for whoever you're connecting with or yourself or whatever. But I do feel like there's just this type of domineering energy where you two are trying to compete with one another, which you don't have to. I think it's a rather choice on your part if you're going to compete with someone. But I do feel like third party situations with family dynamics, people, and maybe this has to do with gossip in your family or about you or something regarding children and family dynamics. But I do feel like there's a lot of anxiety on your part or their part when it comes to these family dynamics, when it comes to being the bigger person. That's what I was getting off of the bear. Maybe you've tried to consult other people's about a situation or a dynamic and they're not really listening to you per se, but I feel like they're maybe in their own world or they feel distracted by things and people and situations. But I feel like things are getting back in balance, especially with the fish. So there's a lot of set emotions here, a lot of love for this person or situation or whoever or whatever. But like I said, there's a lot of anxiety with it when it comes to this connection because you're dealing with people and situations. You're dealing with other people possibly trying to cause division between you and them, or just maybe it's a work dynamic. It's just too much, and I feel like maybe there's not enough cooks in the kitchen if it is a work dynamic. But I do feel like the fish is saying, there's balance here. It's just a dependence on your behavior or their behavior, or just you guys need to talk things out. I feel like maybe it is a work dynamic. Things need to get better because I do feel like there's too many people saying their says or gossip or whatnot. But I feel like things need to balance out there. Anyways, Virgo, that is your reading for the month of June. I hope you guys have a good month. Bye bye.